Hyper Dragon Ball Z, the fan-made Mugen Capcom-style Dragon Ball Z fighting game, has just dropped the Majin build. What are my thoughts? Find out next. Hey Super Tubers, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and spread the word about the channel, and find me on these social media platforms. Before I go into my thoughts on Hyper Dragon Ball Z, the Majin build, I just want to say that, first and foremost, this game is a fan-made game. It is not from Namco Bandai, it is not from Atari or Dimps or any other company, and it is also a incomplete game. This game, of course, was created by Balthazar and Cybaster, two members of the, I guess, Hyper Dragon Ball Z team, and it is not an official game, but nonetheless, it is free. And the important thing is that it is very, very fun and very challenging, without question. Hyper Dragon Ball Z has been a fan project for many years, but this is the latest release, the Majin release, where Balthazar went in there and cleaned up a lot of the issues, really cleaned up some of the characters, created some new backgrounds, and of course added a number of new features from the recent material, the Resurrection F movie specifically. Now, of course, the entire purpose of this game is that it's supposed to be a throwback to the classic 90s 2D Capcom fighting games, and many Dragon Ball fans, including myself, have always wanted a 2D fighting game in the Dragon Ball style, like Street Fighter, and that's pretty much what this is. Very similar controls, very similar movesets, so if you grew up on the arcade Street Fighter games, or even if you played them recently, this game is tailor-made for you. And as I said, it is 100% free. Now, the pros of the game is that the game is extremely easy to pick up if you grew up on Street Fighter. It's a very simple fighting game on the surface, but when you look beneath the surface, you come to understand that the game can be very, very complicated, and to master this game will take you some time. The AI in this game is ridiculously difficult. Sometimes, if you're first starting out, it's probably best to go into the config files and actually modify the AI to make it a little easier for you to pick up the controls, or at least train a lot. Every character in the game, much like the classic Street Fighter system, has their own special moves or hyper combos, but the game is so freaking smooth. And of course, this game, Hyper Dragon Ball Z, was built on the Mugen engine, and the problem that I've had throughout the years with the Mugen engine is that the Mugen engine is very lazy and very sloppy and kind of strange in many ways, but the way that Balthazar, what makes Hyper Dragon Ball Z different is that, number one, it is a standalone Mugen game. You download the game, you run the executable file, you unzip it first, run the executable file on your PC, and boom, you can just play the game. And with the Majin build now, you can use a joystick or a, it's not really a joystick, it's a controller. So I've got my controller and I can play like classic Street Fighter style, Super Nintendo era. I've got my PS2 controller that I'm using for this. With an adapter that I bought on eBay years ago. You can use that for this game, and it makes the game a hell of a lot easier than using the keyboard. In fact, I would say it's damn near impossible to play this game with a keyboard, but hey, I'm sure there's somebody out there who can. Nonetheless, you can tell how much effort and how much work is put into this game and each individual character, that every time you play and every time you see the intros and outros, you can tell that the guys who made this game are extremely hardcore fans of the series. They pay attention, they know what to put in, they have both the English and Japanese voices, which you can customize by going into the config files, which makes the game very interesting as well. And also, you can tell that there's so much more work put into Hyper Dragon Ball Z than other Mugen games, that it really is truly satisfying. I mean, one of the things that I love when I play this game is it feels like Dragon Ball because of the little nuances. You can fight in the Vegeta mountains from the Vegeta saga, and you can see Yajirobe peeking around the corner. You have other characters making appearances, like when you pick Babidi, Dabura will appear. Things like that I think are just incredible, and those little things explains why it takes so long for them to do updates to this game. The game is not complete. We're waiting for them to finish Super Buu, Piccolo, Gotenks, and Broly, which have been teased but haven't been completed yet, and we're not sure when they're going to be completed. But it takes so much time to create these characters because of the fact that every character has so much put into them. Every character has multiple intros and outros. They have multiple finishing moves. And to me, that's the most impressive thing about this game, is how every character is so true to Dragon Ball, which is something that even a lot of the professional games haven't been able to capture. The little nuances. which somebody like me who's been a fan for 2 decades can really, really appreciate. You have to always keep in mind, though, the game is incomplete. There is no Cell in this game, no Majin Buu yet, but there will be. But the characters in this game go as follows. You have Base Form Goku, Ssj Goku. You've got Frieza, Babidi, Majin Vegeta, Base Form Vegeta, Adult Gohan, Mr. Satan, and then if you go into the game's coding, you can actually add the 2 boss characters, which is Goku and Vegeta in their Ssgss forms. Now, by default, the game puts them as Saiyan Goku and Saiyan Vegeta, Cyan, see the pun? But you can actually go into the config file and change the name to Ssgss or Blue, or you can change every character's name if you want to. The game is customizable like that. And I'm really excited, and I can't wait for these guys to put out Boo, Gotenks, Piccolo. Hopefully Cell will get a perfect form of Cell. I did notice that Gohan fans will be happy that they put in the strongest version of Gohan. I know some fans really want Teen Gohan in this, and I hope that they work on that in the future. But Ultimate Gohan, Full Power Gohan, Mystic Gohan is here. If you are a fan of Dragon Ball, which I'm pretty sure that you are if you're watching this, I would highly advise you to go ahead and download the game. Try it out on your PC, especially if you have a controller, because it is a lot of fun, and it's a little glimpse of what's to come. I really hope these guys get some more time and more support, and certainly you guys should support them as best you can to finish the game, add some more characters. Really, it's endless to what they can do with this game, because it is a Mugen game, so you can add in whatever they want, make it however they want. But what we have so far is a beautiful taste of things to come. Go ahead and check it out. And if you want to know more about Hyper Dragon Ball Z, I'm going to link you to 2 YouTube channels down below for you to check out. Check out Rhymestyle, who's done a number of videos about this game. If you want to know how to do the moves, the finishing moves. Same thing with JDantastic. I'll give you links to both those guys down below. Check out their videos. If you want to know how to actually unlock Ssgss within the config files, JDantastic has a video about it, so check that out. Links are going to be below, and of course, I will give you a link to where to download the game below as well. So, thanks for checking out my review. Check out Hyper Dragon Ball Z. I really want more of this. Get on it, guys. I know it's hard. I know it takes time, but the finished product is going to be amazing. I really think so. I feel good about it. Anyways, I'll catch y'all down the road.